Hey everybody, and welcome to Voices from the Jars, where we explore the world of Allfield, one story at a time. Today we are learning about how a deck of cards caused a religious uprising. What is the story behind these cards that today are used for fortune telling and gambling? Who are the figures printed on them, and do they point to buried treasure? What are the Doke cards? Thank you for being here. Your likes, shares, and comments really help as I bring this world into ours. Doke cards today are used to play Bongu, one of the most popular gambling games in the world. They are also used in Quanaya, or future card, for fortune telling. Doke cards captured the world's fascination, but almost no one knows their origins. A deck is made up of 49 large double-sided cards. Each is printed on one side with the Indusu symbol. Indusus use imagery derived from ancient hand scarring patterns called kelbit. Kelbit was a practice used by Allfield's prehistoric peoples for identification before writing was invented. Indusus combined kelbit symbology with Zolan religious symbols. In the center, the word Doke is written with the Hatra alphabet. Cards are printed with sticky inks from carved blocks of wood onto thick paper, rubbed with cold wax, and sealed by dipping in fire. The original cards were waxed for preservation, but over time, new cultural meanings were attached to the process. There are 7 suits called the 7 Houses of the Dawn, each with 7 cards ranging in power from 1 to 7. They are heroes, villains, flowers, treasures, spells, beasts, and fates. These houses are divided into 2 struggles. The moral struggle is between the villain, beast, and hero houses. Villain beats beast, beast beats hero, and hero beats villain. The worldly struggle is between the flower, treasure, and spell houses. Flower beats treasure, treasure beats spell, spell beats flower. Fate's house stands alone and presides over the rest. How were these cards invented, and how did they affect the cultures of the world? It began with one monk's lofty goal of unraveling the cosmic mysteries of life. Around 5010, the Zolan religion was founded by Zobi, who taught there was an ultimate power of good in their distant past. Zolans believed this cosmic struggle of good and evil is called Doke. Zobi taught that this ancient good could be realized by tracing back history through one's ancestors. Then in 6000, the Orner happened, an alleged event which revealed the true vision of the ancient past through 5 ordinary people. This effectively turned the world and its power structures on its head. The Zolan scholars made this their only priority. A shaman in Werit named Kai Lozen was developing a Doke theory she called the 7 Houses of the Dawn. Her Weebeth supervisors did not appreciate her research. They considered it to be very odd and a distraction from the temple's focus on researching the Orner event. As a result, they sent her away on a pilgrimage to gather information on the Orner, hoping it would help realign her priorities to those of the temple. Kai Lozen followed her orders and left on a 2-year journey across Allfield. She brought with her on her adventures a small page for each of her 49 research subjects. Each evening by the fire, she would drift off to sleep, studying her pages of notes. People did not understand these cards or what she was doing and often misinterpreted her behavior. She returned from her journey 2 years later and discovered that her fellow Zolans destroyed her life's work while she was away. She bypassed the Weebeth and Adosh advisors and went straight to the Todash, the head of the order. In retaliation, the advisors conspired and successfully convinced the Todash to banish Kai Lozen. Many believers across the land were outraged at the treatment of Kai Lozen, who had developed a great popular support over her long journey. People began creating and distributing crude copies of the 49 Doke cards on their own. All this put pressure on the leaders of the Zobi order. The Todash decided to allow Kai Lozen back and let her continue her work, but it was too late. Kai Lozen went into hiding and disappeared with her strongest followers. They fled to the sea and ended up on an island that later became known as Anspell. They built 7 temples in which the followers of the 7 houses of the dawn would work and live in peace, safety, and obscurity. In a few years, the memory of Kai Lozen, the 7 houses of the dawn, and the cards all but vanished from memory. About 300 years later, an extremist Zolan sect obsessed with destroying Kai Lozen's legacy discovered evidence that she fled to Anspell. They went there to wipe out all historical traces. They completely failed, however, and the people in Werit were reintroduced to Doke cards. This time, they did not forget them, and they spread across the entire world. This story is partially explored in the video game called Anspell. Whether you're gambling at Buckrin's lakeside fishing dock, having your birthday fortune told by witches in the forest village of Calling, or shopping the big road market in Sayet, appreciate the strange history of Doke cards and the cosmic struggle of good versus evil. The jar has gone silent, so that's it for today. Thank you for listening and for visiting Allfield with me. More is on the horizon. Until then, share your stories and ideas in the comments.